Messi isn't there, Inter Miami don't win. No shocker as it should be. Okay, from my point of view as a European watching MLS, and Inter Miami Inter Miami with Messi in their last 12 games, they were unbeaten. The moment he goes, they lose 5-2. 5-2. Messi that won 4-0 against Atalanta United in the League's Cup and scored 2 goals. Messi elevates the level of everyone around him. No surprise of that. And Busquets didn't look good. Alba didn't look good. Alba, no, but Busquets more on that.
No,
and
Alba
I
did
don't
not
blame
play.
him. Exactly. Busquets. So I don't blame Busquets for that game. But yeah, it's just.
No. I mean, this is Major League Soccer. In the sense of the salary constraints, when it comes down to it, at some point will expose some hole in your roster. If you get it good, right? You have a very even team all across the board, like some of the best LAFC teams that have been out there, some of the best Seattle Sounder teams. The Philadelphia Union have got like a nice little experiment going on here. But yeah, if you remove one of your big stars from the equation, you need to have everybody else kind of step up. Now, they went up to Atlanta United, okay? They went up to Atlanta United, a team that they beat at home, 4-0 or 3-0 the last time? Yeah, during League's Cup. And Atlanta United have one of the most rabid fan bases that has been flagging for a little bit as they try and find themselves post, guess who? Tata Martino, who is the current Inter Miami coach. They won MLS Cup, and they've had a tough time coming back to that type of like echelon. But
with
71,000 people.
With Almiron
exactly,
and Martínez. That now
who got a hero's
Miami.
welcome. Josef Martínez got a hero's welcome, as he well should, at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. But listen, 71,000 people showed up not just to see Atlanta United. They showed up to see Leo Messi. And yes, he deserves a rest. Yes, if he has muscle fatigue and he cannot play the game in La Paz in Bolivia that Argentina won, which is a World Cup qualifier, then he probably shouldn't be playing on turf at the Benz. Okay? If you want him to be ready for Open Cup final, I get the Tata Martino decision. With that said, they're 7 points behind with, I think, 7 games left, 2 games in hand to DC United. And I'm going to say it. He might have to miss another game because they play Wednesday and they play, I believe, again over the weekend before then they play the US Open Cup final. So I'm going to say something that's probably counter to anyone out there that's a Messi supporter, which I love Messi. This is nothing against him. I think with this roster construction, it might be a blessing in disguise this season if they do not make MLS Cup playoffs and they focus on winning Open Cup, winning League's Cup, because that sets you up with a healthy Messi, hopefully, healthy Alba, healthy Busquets for one more season together for them to run riot on Major League Soccer next season. With that said, I doubt Messi's going to be like, oh, I'm just like not going to play the last 7 games of the season. You know, he's going to go all in. But it ain't his fault that Phil Neville and Inter Miami got into this ridiculous hole to start the season. They've only passed one team.
This is,
since he's gotten in.
I want to say this, mate. I think Messi and Busquets and Inter Miami, ever since he's played, I think he's destroyed the league. And I think everyone around him has improved. I think this game against Nashville, which he was scoreless, Messi, was because of fatigue. I completely agree with what you're saying. But, mate, I think Messi will be reaching the MLS finals with this Inter Miami team because he wants to make a big impression from the start. That's why they brought Messi. And Messi is the greatest player ever, okay, to play in the MLS, no doubts, and one of the greatest to play in football in the history of this game. So I cannot. Even Campana scored a worldie, and Campana is a player that is talked now because of this man. Like the fact that Messi didn't play against Atlanta United, like playing football in the past, having a player that is a star player in the locker room, looking at you saying, "Are you prepared? Are you focused? Are you mentally ready for what's gonna come?" They weren't Inter Miami against Atalanta United because Messi wasn't there. He wasn't involved in the pitch. That's why he didn't make that difference.
But that might, and I have to give Jordi Alba credit too, because I feel like he was not as big of a miss as Lionel Messi, but he was missing. He was definitely missing. He's humongous in that attack. But one thing is for sure. I mean, that defense is terrible. And Atlanta United, Messi, and Kamal Miller, who normally does not have howlers like that, did have a howler on the day. So give him that benefit of the doubt. But when it comes to it, yeah, without Messi driving the attack, offense is the best defense type of situation. I understand it was Thiago Almada, his teammate, his World Cup champion teammate, somebody that obviously idolizes Messi, that wound up with 15 assists this season in Major League Soccer. He wound up literally pulling out the same card against Inter Miami. It was offense is the best defense against a Messi-less Inter Miami, and they were ruthless. Every chance they could get, they pushed forward. They scored 3 goals in 8 minutes. I mean, that is unheard of, and it shows that there's a glaring hole in that Miami defense. So it's going to be really, really interesting whether or not that changes tactics. They didn't have respect for Messi because there was no Messi there to have respect. This will not be the last game that Messi misses this season. It will not.
I agree.
They have 7 plus, but plus if you go to MLS Cup, that's what? Might be like another 6 or 7 games, depending on if they get into play-in, right? If they do the play-in. So, and an Open Cup final. So you're talking about 14, 15 games in probably, 50 days.
But
right?
still, even though of this result, I still believe right now, even Messi being out in some games, I believe Inter Miami will be reaching the playoffs, and I still believe that Inter Miami I still believe that Inter Miami are definitely one of the favorites to win the MLS right now with Lionel Messi. I don't see any team one-on-one with Busquets, Alba, and Messi on the pitch. Campana, Martínez available. Like, Benjamin Kramowski improving with Messi next to him. Like, the team looks much better than everyone around them. No one can beat them, mate.
If you have everybody healthy. But you just mentioned that it's all down to whether or not all 3 of the players, because clearly it's not just Busquets. It's whether or not it's Alba, Busquets, and Lionel Messi on the pitch for Inter Miami. And I'm just saying that it's a lot with the amount of fixture congestion. Yes, I know they're used to it. They've done it before, but they're not 24 anymore. Yes, Messi's out with muscle fatigue. He would have played if he could have. He would have gone there if he could have. It would have been nice, actually, for him to go to Atlanta United. Well, imagine if you went to Atlanta United and, waved to the fans, right? That would have been pretty cool, right? But listen, no, I'm not betting against Miami. I agree that if they make it to the playoffs and there's a big hole that they have to dig out of. If they make it to the playoffs, you're absolutely right. They are a favorite if Messi stays healthy.
Do you think they're going to get to the playoffs? If it's just Alba and
Busquets.
Do you think Inter Miami will be getting to the playoffs?
No.
Why?
Yeah, no. I think and it's not Messi's fault. They're going to have to win out. Right? They don't have to win out, but they are going to have to be relatively flawless from here on out. And by flawless, I mean they're going to have to literally be physically flawless from here on out. And they have a game Wednesday. They got a game Saturday or Sunday. They got another game, the Open Cup final, which I think they'll win against Houston, which is amazing for your first half a year, right? Not even half a year at the club. So yeah, it's more so the hole that was dug by the previous tenure of Phil Neville and the squad. They're just starting, hopefully, right? Hopefully Messi's going to be here for more than 6 months and more than a half a season, right? I think they are massive favorites next season if you keep all 3 of them and you build on this and you give more time to Facundo Farias and you give more time to the young guys to kind of transition into this league. So I agree that if they make the playoffs, they are favorites, but I think that the hole might be too deep for them to make the playoffs with the amount of time that they'll need to be at their razor sharpness from here on out. And I know, Messi's already missed a game, guys. I don't know what you want to. He's a human. He's a human with muscle fatigue. I don't know what to tell you.
So they're the best humans that has ever touched the turf of a football pitch in the MLS, no doubt to me. And I'm going to take the other side. I'm going to say Messi is one of the favorites. Messi that was won the League's Cup in such a short period of time, a contender to win the Open Cup too, and let's wait and see if everything's gonna happen. Let us know down below your opinion, okay? And like this video for more topics of the MLS just like this. Will Messi reach the MLS playoffs? Will they win? Do you believe they will win? And who will beat them too? If you're saying that they're not winning, I want to know who do you think is going to beat this team.